All right, welcome to Thrive Live Week 13. All right, we got seniors in the house once again. I'm going to give you guys my view right here so you can see what I see. And you can say hi to all the seniors. Everybody wave. Oh, yes. All right, welcome to Thrive Live Week 13. We got an echo going on. All right, we got seniors in the house once again. Oh, man, we're going to put that away. And you can say hi to everyone. You can just wave. Oh, yes. That was hilarious. So we were watching the trivia up on the screen, and we had the audio going, but there's a definitely like 5-second delay, so we were going crazy in here. All right, so we have, looks like, quite a few people. We got our life groups meeting all around Salem. And again, of course, we have our seniors here, which is awesome. So a couple announcements, quick. We shout out to Seth. Happy birthday, 18. I believe that was yesterday, correct? Happy birthday. That's awesome. So some of you guys have heard, all you seniors, I guess you just need to plug your ears. But we are adopting, we're getting our church to adopt graduates this year. And so anyone watching, if you guys want to join, and if even though you may know seniors already, if you want to write a card and bless one of these seniors when we get to deliver those, text me or one of your leaders, and we'll give you some seniors to adopt if you want to join us in that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I did get a haircut. Someone online noticed. Oh, that's Jessica probably that noticed my haircut. That's awesome. She's commenting on the live stream. Other announcements, we next week, so seniors, you guys are going to meet somewhere else, and then all freshmen and all juniors are going to be here in the youth room, all right? So next week, you life groups watching, freshmen and juniors are going to be our live audience next week, and then seniors are going to be working on planning our senior night, June 30th. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully by that time, we'll be able to have a little bigger group gathering. And so we're going to see what they have in store for us, which should be fantastic. With that, I wanted to show you guys, I don't know how people got the answer right for how many leaders were students here at Thrive. And I'm sorry for our live audience. You guys won't really be able to see unless you've watched it. If you have your phone, if you want to watch, I'm going to look at a few pictures here that I want to show you guys of our leaders. So this is Chris in high school, all right? So he was a student, he came through, all right, which was awesome. And then who else did we say? Holly. There's Holly. That's at her baccalaureate not so long ago. This next one I think is my favorite. Best friends, Frosty and Austin. Aw, everyone's just like, the live audience is very silent, but that's okay. And then Jay Ford, this picture, all these pictures are from Thrive Stuff. This is when our mission trip to Costa Rica, and we got Carl there. He was a Thrive student as well. Nice little throwback. I just wanted to show those real quick. That's a lot of fun. So with that, I'm going to invite Frosty up. He's going to lead us through our upfront game for this evening. Going to be a lot of fun. I think he has somebody to interview, and then we're going to jump into it. Oh, you're all mic'd up, so you're
I'm ready to go. I'm pumped. All right, so tonight we are going to do the game, What's in the Box? Yay! For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's also known on the Jimmy Fallon Show if you want to take a look at that. Josiah, you want to get up here and be my first contestant? Take a seat right up here. All right, for our audience members, I'm going to need you to pick a number between 1 and 8, and that will... Good number. Between 1 and 8, and that will decide.
Let's answer the question. We'll see if the live or the online audience weighs in for a number as well.
Absolutely.
what animal would be the most terrifying if it could speak? I would say cats, because cats are already terrifying enough without speaking. So if they could share their evil thoughts that go in their mind, it just would be over for everyone. Definitely cats.
I like the assumption that cats have evil thoughts.
Oh, no, it's not an assumption. That's a fact.
All right.
All right, so I have a couple votes coming in for number 7. I heard a 5 out here. Any other numbers? So what it should be? All right, let's go with 7. There was more 7s than
7?
anything else.
All
Yeah.
right.
Lucky number 7.
7, please. Thank you, Julie, very much. Okay. We'll put your arms in.
Is it gonna bite me?
Oh, we shouldn't bite that
Just
bad.
be gentle.
Yeah.
Oh!
All right, what do you think it is?
Bro, what?
All right, just start describing it to me. What are you feeling?
It's like a little chunky. It's like it's
Ooh.
disintegrating in my hand. It feels gross, like it's probably like dog food or something like that.
A dog might eat that.
It's like chunky and it's unpleasant. That's all I know.
Chunky and unpleasant.
Ugh,
Got any guesses? What do you
I'm
think
gonna
it
guess
is?
dog food
Dog food?
or cat food or something like that. That
No,
comes out of the can.
It is not dog food or cat food. But it does come out of a can.
You might not eat it every year.
Yeah. During a special time.
Thanksgiving food?
It could be.
What do you eat at Thanksgiving that feels like that?
I wouldn't eat nothing that feels like this ever.
Maybe he needs to taste it.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not tasting it. I don't know. The dry. It's like dry chunk right here, and then wet sogginess in this hand. So I know it's confusing me. I have no idea.
No idea.
Ugh.
Should we show them?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and
curious.
take a look? It is cranberry sauce.
Cranberry
Cranberry
sauce.
sauce.
Very sauce.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Can I get my next contestant? Yeah. Josie, why don't you get on up here? Thank you.
Is the audience picking my box?
Yes, the audience will be picking your box.
Was a question?
Yes, when she answers that question, what number should Josie pick? We'll leave it to our online audience to pick.
If you had 1 extra hour free time a day, how would you use it? I'd sleep. I mean,
Honest, I love
I
it.
go to bed at like 5, so I mean, why not add an extra hour of sleep into there? So.
Wait, PM or AM?
Do you want to know the answer to that? It's AM.
All right.
Sorry.
We got a number?
Well,
We
somebody
got a couple
took God's number, so.
live audience. What do you guys pick a number? 5. Matches up. We're gonna go with 5.
I'm just glad we all
5.
know our
All
numbers.
right.
She's gonna bring it up to the camera so everyone can see.
What do we got?
Oh my goodness.
Don't.
Oh, okay. Just be gentle. Go ahead.
I don't like that. You're stressing me out. Wait, can I move it closer to me if I can?
Yes, you can move it closer to you.
You said be gentle?
Yeah.
Oh,
So describe what you're feeling.
it feels like, like the slime you get in one of those things from the dollar store.
Okay.
Or like goulop. Or is that what it's called?
Gulop?
I don't know. No, not goulop. I don't know what it's called. I don't know, like slime or like the stuff you make with like the glue and stuff, But
So slime?
yeah, basically like slime.
Yeah, you're right. It's a Nickelodeon slime.
Wow, why didn't you dump it over my head instead?
It's not that liquidy.
Oh, that's true. Was it
7.
Oh, sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Josie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job.
Here you are.
You?
Hannah, you want to come on down?
Yeah, Hannah.
All right, what number should we give Hannah, everybody? What number does Hannah get? We saw a lot of 4s come in, so we're gonna go with 4.
4?
Yeah.
Ooh, my
That's to
favorite
answer your
one.
question.
But first, let's answer a question.
Can you comfortably eat in a restaurant by yourself or go to a movie? I feel like I'd be too scared too.
Too scared to eat in a restaurant
By
by
myself?
yourself? Yeah?
Like, well,
What
yeah,
about go to a movie by yourself?
I wouldn't want to.
No? Why not?
It's boring.
Boring?
Yeah.
Friends make it more fun. I'll take that from you. Ooh, got number 4.
Number 4.
Ooh.
Don't smile at me like that. Don't say that, because then I'm
The
not
leaders
gonna
love you.
Wait, I'm really
How much do you trust me?
like none.
You might lose trust in your leaders
Wait.
after this.
Is this like a fern thing?
Yeah,
Nailed
you
it.
got it first
Fastest
try.
yet.
Holy crap.
Good job.
Very nice.
Good job, Hannah.
Do I have any more volunteers to come up and Evie and then Adele next? What? Sorry, I saw you were eating. I didn't want to interrupt. Food's important.
All right, we have a lot for number 1.
Number 1.
Everyone's calling for number 1.
All right,
For me, force.
I got you.
I'm scared to do
Don't be
this.
scared.
What is the oldest piece of clothing you still own and wear? Ooh, I have a lot of hand-me-downs. That's a good one. It will probably be, I used to have an Oregon State sweatshirt that was my brother's, and I would wear it like all the time, and then my sister took it from me. So I don't own it, but my sister does.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
Oh, don't be scared. It doesn't bite
Be afraid.
that hard
It doesn't bite anymore.
anymore.
Oh, what is this?
So what are you feeling?
It's it's chunky and it's a little wet.
Chunky, wet, okay.
It kind of feels like cake. Like a wet cake.
Wet cake.
I don't know why. I'm super confused of what this is.
Good, that's the point of the game. So chunky, wet, might be cake.
Kind of reminds me of like, I don't know. On the outside it was like a little rough, but then it got really gooey. I have no idea what this is.
Take a guess. Shot in the dark.
Some sort of like, is it like a meat spaghetti kind of thing?
Meat spaghetti.
I would say the texture's close, but you're still not hitting home.
I have no idea.
No idea?
No idea.
All right, well, it's
Reveal it.
oatmeal.
It's oatmeal?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Good
why.
job, Evelyn.
All right, Adele. Come on up.
Adele.
Let me see. You good?
I'm hearing 6.
6?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I just pick one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick a question.
We had this one last week. Does it matter?
You can pick a new one. We already
If
had
you
it
want
last
to pick
week.
a
Do
new
another
one, you can.
I
There's
don't
a lot
know
of good
why I
ones in there.
remember. Oh, I remember why. Yeah. Should I give this to you or?
You can just
throw
set
it
it
on-
on the table.
Throw it out.
Okay.
Just yeet it.
Overcast and rainy or 70 plus degrees.
Ooh.
It depends on my mood. Because if it's rainy, then and I'm staying inside, that's amazing. But if it's like hot inside and gross, it's like ew. Science.
I feel you. All right, we got number 6 coming up.
Is it gonna hurt me?
This one won't.
Are my hands too fat for this?
It might hurt your pride.
Good.
Good.
What pride?
All right,
Okay.
what do we got?
I can't. Oh. This is.
What are you feeling?
Is it a Game Boy?
Can you?
Game Boy Color? Game Boy Advance? Help?
Game Boys.
You're right, as in it's a Game Boy. However,
Wait. I like felt a cursor and I was like, oh, this is a Game Boy. I'm not cursing. What kind of Game Boy? Is it not a Game Boy?
no, it is a Game Boy. It's the OG.
Oh.
The original.
I was
the Game Boy Color?
Yeah, this is Julie's Game Boy from 1996. So I used to play Pokemon on this.
Wait, like,
normal.
Like
yeah.
yellow? Did you play
Yeah.
yellow?
Yeah.
Caleb, do we got time for
One more.
One
One more.
more. I need one more volunteer. Seth, you want to come on up? All right, my man. Answer me a question, would you?
You got it. Oh, it's upside down. What would be the cutest animal? What would the... My tongue's in knots today. Sorry, guys. Okay.
You're fine.
What would the cutest animal be if it were scaled down to the size of a cat?
Ooh.
Question.
That is a good question. I guess a lion. Why not?
Lion? I would agree. That would be freaking adorable.
Number, what do you guys want?
2?
Number 2.
Okay. 2.
I feel like I'm gonna get my hands dirty.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm gonna grab that later, but
You got it.
okay. Oh. The world is this?
So what are you feeling?
Heck is it? Feels almost like Play-Doh.
Okay.
It's very slimy. Definitely doesn't want to come off my hand. Kind of like Jell-O. Not really. This kind of feels like, I forgot what it's called, but it's like that stuff where you put on the comic book, and then when you tear it off, you see some,
Oh, silly putty.
yeah, that. Is that it? Or?
I would say
Maybe
that's
I'll take it
close enough. I have no idea what that is. if I'm being
what the-
completely
Found it in the
honest.
trash.
I saw it in the toy section. I'm like, someone gets to feel this tonight.
What the heck is
So
it?
if you,
Alright,
can-
nice
if you get
work.
that hand off, here, you can take it out. And you can put it in there.
Well, at least, okay.
Thank you.
Get off my hands. Dang it.
All right.
You don't want to deal with this.
Thanks for participating, playing. So, live audience, well, if you want to put your phone away now, we're just going to dive in. Everyone watching, I hope you've had a great week. I hope it's good to be together with your life groups. If you're tuning in, your life group leaders, you can Zoom, FaceTime, they'll connect with you. After we're done here, we're only going to have a couple more minutes, so we have more time just being together. But so this is our second week. Last week, we talked about, we're using kind of the running the race analogy for these couple weeks. And we talked about the blocks. We talked about what it looks like to start each day, recognizing that we're starting each day as a race. And how important it is to have a strong foundation. And even though it might look a little weird, because everyone around us may not be doing it, especially you seniors, as you step out into college life, work life, where your normal routine may be a little different, and people around you, if they don't have the same value system, might look different. So being ready for that as we step into what's next. So I want to read 1 Corinthians 9, 24 through 27 to get us started, all right? It says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." So, you guys all heard that, I'm assuming? If you've grown up in the church, you've heard this passage, all right? So we're it's a great analogy, and one that, I haven't talked about it in Thrive for a while, but I've heard it plenty of times. But I enjoy taking a few moments just going over it. I love running through this analogy in my head. Do we have any runners? Last week you talked about it. Joey, we got a runner. Any other runners? Athletes? We got a few. All right. Who was like, you cannot get me to run to save my life? All right, I get it. But if you're not a runner, there's definitely technique to it. Just like the starting blocks, there's technique. A race, especially a sprinter, they start off every second counts, all right? Depending on what type of race you run, is going to change your technique. So a long distance runner is going to approach it differently than a sprinter. And so a sprinter, that's starting off the blocks, they lean forward and they get their momentum and they keep that running forward. Really important is to pump your arms when you run, all right? If you run just kind of flopping, you're going to be exhausted. You pump your arms to get momentum. You engage your core. Like any type of workout, any type of exercise, they always tell you, engage your core, right? And then we talk about stuff like pace and cadence, where it's like your stride and all that. So all these terms of running that if you're not a runner, you may not know, but I think it'll apply to our life regardless. When you seniors, if you look back to your high school career, it's probably pretty easy to connect it to a race. Am I right? Like graduation, it's like a natural finish line to whatever's next, right? The rest of us watching, whatever it may be, what's a race that you guys can think of besides just high school in general? You guys in here, what are different races that we could probably consider that we've faced in our life? Daily basis, weekly basis, last year, what are some races that you've done? Not in a literal sense. You guys got any? Seth? Life in general, it's a race, all right? What else? You look at it and you're like, man, I'd had to work hard. I had to have endurance. The SAT, yeah. Man, any type of project, especially, I hated group projects in college. Those are the worst, all right? But maybe it's moving, if you ever had to move schools, or if you ever had a changing friend group, or if you had a difficult family situation, or you've had to learn a tough lesson, you had to let go of something, or you had to learn a new skill. All those are different types of races, I think, that we face in our life, where we see something we're going to start, we're going to engage in, and we're going to work on it. And I think our faith is a significant one as believers that we have to address. So last week, all the seniors, they helped me with a video, and I'm going to take a second, and we are going to watch. They shared 3 bits of advice with us, and we're going to share with you over the next couple of weeks. The first one has to do with school, because I think all of us, even though we haven't been in school, it's been different. The race that is school is real. So the seniors, we asked them to give their freshman self advice, all right? So what they wish they would have known as a freshman going into it. So juniors, it still applies. Maybe you agree with it, or if you don't, then maybe like, hey, that's worth listening to. So we're going to take a second and look at what these seniors had to share with us. Just give me 1 second to pull it up. And I'm sorry, live audience, we might have to post this later for you because the audio is going to be only online. So unless you want to watch on your phone. All right, so here it is.
Some advice I would give for the new freshmen for school is to just join a sport, join a club. You'll meet lots of friends and have lots of fun.
During this time, go to events, go to the dances, the games, do whatever to go out and make new friends. It's okay, because all the memories that you make right now, you're going to treasure them when you're older.
I learned this the hard way. Do not procrastinate as much as you know you can. Get it done. You would save yourself so many gray hairs if you just do it as it's due. Man, that's so true.
Keeping a high GPA in high school is a great idea because it helps get a lot of scholarships. It's how I got most of my scholarships, and I'm just so thankful that I did work hard and it really did pay off in the end.
Don't wait till senior year to start planning for college.
Don't take your freshman year lightly. You're gonna want to hang out with your friends and not do the schoolwork. You're like, I've got 4 years to get my GPA up. That freshman year is crucial.
I think the advice I'd have to give is don't wait till you're senior to try new things, and also don't wait to be a leader because the words you say do have an impact, so don't wait till you're at the top of the food chain.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Think for yourself. Don't go with the crowd. Say, if they wear a certain thing, dress a certain way, if they think a certain way, you should be thinking for yourself and don't worry about what other people think. So long as what you wear or what you do, things along those lines, doesn't go against what God says is right, it's fine. Don't care so much about what other people think, because ultimately you'll just feel empty and sad in the end, so don't do that. Treat everyone with respect, even those who may not want to treat you the same way back.
My advice for school is to take AP classes because they help you with college a lot. The credit is really useful. And then try a sport. Even if you're not athletic or don't think you would enjoy it, you never know. So just try it out.
I would say definitely try to build a schedule for your homework and don't procrastinate. If you need to put your phone down, do that, because it's really hard to do that sometimes, and sometimes it's the best way to get your homework done.
Going around, everyone listening to it. It's hilarious. So there's some wise words from your senior class of 2020, all right, in regards to school. So lock that away for next year. But the reality is you guys have run the high school race, all right? And I don't know, I mean, some of you had an actual ceremony. How many guys, I know Salem Academy had a ceremony. Any other schools have an actual ceremony that you went to? Just Salem Academy, all right. You got August coming, all right? Reality is, man, I don't remember. I think my commencement speaker had some like speech about head in the clouds, feet on the ground, but that's like the max of what I remember, right? But as you look back, there's so many these little things, like you may not remember messages from Thrive or whatever it is, but the reality is that we've gained wisdom from running this race, all right? And God wants to teach you. He wants to grow you. He wants to show you things in this race, but it requires endurance, just like Paul was talking about. Everyone competes, all right? But do we know the goal? And that's a big thing I want us to pull out of this, all right? So if you're going to start a race, don't run aimlessly, all right? So some of you, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do next year. My plans have completely changed for what it is. You guys who are going to go back to school in the fall, you even don't know what it looks like because everything's still up in the air right now, it seems like. So this summer even, can you identify what's my race? What am I running? What is something I'm actually engaging in? Is it work? Is it friends? Is it a relationship with a parent or a sibling that you know needs some work? What races? There's probably a lot that we do on a daily basis, but which ones need attention? And do we can actually run with purpose and not just kind of, oh, when it pops up, I think about it, there it is. Or do we actually engage in it and know what the finish line is, know what we're working towards in life? And ultimately, we need discipline to do it, just like that daily approach. And I guess as we kind of wrap this up, we're almost done, but I'm going to take this mic. I don't like sitting here. It feels like I'm separated from everybody. But I still have to have my mic. So I've been reading this book by John Mark Comer, and it's The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And I think as seniors, even that school advice, like doing AP classes, start thinking about college early. Like all those things that are awesome and good advice to follow if you're starting high school. It's to work hard, right? But often we think there's so much pressure, right? To perform, to have answers, to know what you're going to do. There's this sense that we have to get things done. We have to accomplish and do, all right? There's always something, just like I'm saying, like having that goal in mind. But what I love this book, it's talking about how we get caught up in hurry and how it's dangerous and how we kind of miss out often on what God wants to do in our life. And so I want to just look at a certain part, because if we look at Jesus' life, which is a great place to start if we want to know how to run the race, all right? He's the one we got to look to, right? But he points out a couple stories. One was a story of Lazarus when his friend, one of his best friends, that's where we see the verse, he wept. That's that shortest verse. You guys remember that one? But he wept when his friend Lazarus died, all right? But when he found out, he waited 2 days before going, all right, before leaving and traveling to him. And later, there's another where a man comes and asks for healing for his daughter. And again, he doesn't just go right away. And we're like, well, what's the deal with that? And when he goes, someone else comes along and asks, and he runs and he heals them, and he takes his time. And so the person, when we ask God, man, we're like, what are you waiting for? Like, this is something good. Why aren't you acting on this? Why aren't we seeing you work? But what I love about what he says here, he says, I am struck by how fiercely present Jesus was, how he just would not let anything or anyone, even a medical emergency or a hurting father, rush him into the next moment. So I think we go through our day where we try to fill it with stuff, right? Even if that means a video game, even if it means something where we just escape, right? But we get pulled into hurry really easy. And it's easy to think this. I like this connection. Because we think of Jesus, well, okay, he lived when there was no Wi-Fi or life was different, right? But he was busy, all right? But he had a priority. You look at all the time where people demanded his attention. He was doing something constantly, right? But it says this rootedness in the moment and connectedness to God, other people, and himself weren't the byproducts of a laid-back personality or pre-Wi-Fi world. They were the outgrowths of a way of life, a whole new way to be human that Jesus put on display in story after story. He goes on to say that, like, Jesus, like, he started his ministry when he was 33, right? And what's crazy is that when he enters his ministry, after one day is when the story of him going into the desert for 40 days, fasting and praying. So after one day in ministry, he gets away into the quiet, into the stillness, away from everything. So you think you'd be ready to go, and we think about that. When we know what's next, we're ready to go. But maybe this race, we actually need to slow down. And that's what I want to challenge you guys with, where, yeah, we have goals and things to go through, but maybe to get that done, we actually need to slow down. We need to find God in the daily moment and figure out, where does he want to teach us? Where does he want to go? Can I actually hear it? Am I quiet enough? Am I still enough to actually hear it? All right. So that's my challenge to you seniors especially, and everyone watching, that, man, what's the race we're running? And maybe that's just what we need to talk about in life groups and here, is recognize what those races are. What are some races that you've failed at? Maybe you never crossed the finish line. You have to deal with failure. Maybe you're in the middle of one and you're tired. You're exhausted. How do you keep going? There's some great questions out of this whole passage. And so if you want to read through that passage together and ask some questions, that'd be great. So let me pray, and then we'll be done. Thanks, guys. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for our seniors, for the ways you have taught them and grown them over the last 4 years, that you've given them wisdom and that they have a foundation to move on to the next stage of life. And I thank you that we get to celebrate them these couple weeks. We're going to miss them greatly. I pray that you be with all our life groups, all those that can't be with our life groups yet, but they're joining us live. I just pray that we would feel your presence and we'd allow you to direct our conversation and our thoughts over the coming time that we have together. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you for watching Thrive Live, Week 13. Seniors, thanks for being here. Freshmen and juniors, we'll see you here next week. And that's it. We'll see you guys later.